Somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. And the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. So stupid. All of the beginnings.
We never know how to start. I mean, we can go back to the barbershop quartet.
No.
That might be kind of fun with a guest to force them to like.
No one would want to
jump in.
If they see it, if they're like, obviously they're not going to organically see it, but if we message them, and we're like, hey, do you want to come on our podcast? And they're like, oh, sure, whatever. And then they look and to check it out, and the first 5 seconds there's like forced singing, they're gonna be like, actually no.
But I mean, if we just do it, right, and hopefully they jump in, and if not, we just move on after a few seconds.
And if not, they just
sit there. Exactly, that's more on them than on us for them like coming on and not participating in that sense. I mean, it is stupid, but that's kind of the fun part, you know.
I think that would be fun. That would be super fun.
Welcome back to the Oddity Still to Be Named podcast, revamped episode 3.
This is the last one of the year. We'll see you next year. Woo! Bye. Thank you so much.
End it there. That was good enough.
Sorry.
No, but we're going to the holidays. We got like less than a week before Christmas.
Yeah. By the time you see this, it will be a couple days after Christmas. But yeah.
I am not ready.
I mean, it went by really fast. It always does. I hate it.
No, and then you spend all the money, and you're like, yes, I want to get gifts for people. And then, like...
I'm just glad the busy season's over. I was so done with it, like, as soon as it started.
Yeah, no, you of all people. And then, I mean... Well, no, I don't mean that.
I know.
We'll get into it. Work
She's weak.
She
can't handle it.
Right.
We have our first ever guest. Miss Claudia Garcia. Do you prefer Dia or Claudia?
Dia is just kind of the rock star name, I guess. You know, just to kind of make my name sound cooler. I feel like Claudia is just too, like, oh, you have to treat her with respect. But I feel like Dia's
Claudia's
just
kind of like vampires. Cool.
So yeah, I was kind of named a little bit after the interview with the vampire girl.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I feel like it's just a little too Victorian. So I kind of I like Dia because it makes me feel at least like hey, I'm pretty chill. Like still, you know. Don't shit all over me, but I'm chill as fuck.
Yeah. Perfect.
I like Claude.
Not Claude.
Yeah, I hate that. I'm sorry. Go away.
So, Dia, what do you do?
So I used to work at the Mission Inn as a cook.
Used to. I went there yesterday. I was gonna be like, "Where's Claudia?"
Oh my god, it's a horror story. We obviously short-staffed and busy season being an issue, but it's pretty bad when the staff that you do have tends to just walk off the line, clock out in the middle of service.
What?
That's been a thing for a while, and normally I'm okay with that because at least there's a sous chef that can help us out and stuff. The other day it was not that case, and I found myself having to really take on a lot with very little time, and that ended up putting me back on everything. I was super like not ready for any of it, and it was obviously busy, so I was behind on tickets, and I had to work basically grill and saute kind of at the same time with very little help. And during the end of it, it was still extremely busy. Basically everyone was gone. Everyone had gone home except for me, and so I'm trying to take care of everything. The stations are completely empty, so I can't even get started on a ticket because I have to keep running back and forth to grab something to put in that station. At some point, someone walks in online and says, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And then I kind of go underneath and start hyperventilating and crying.
Oh my God.
I was having a panic attack.
Yeah. They left you alone.
Yeah. First time ever in my entire life. I am not that kind of person. I mean, okay, I freak out a bit sometimes. I'll admit. You
It
witnessed this. You
It
witnessed
happens.
this. I'm
We all
like,
do.
I'm a little bit of an anxious person. But what I am not is someone who has a panic attack. So yeah, I was having one, and they had to take me off the line and like kind of give me some water, and I couldn't breathe. It was horrible. It was like it was just like so shaky, and like my whole world was like feeling like an earthquake. And then like they pulled me into the office, and James he's one of the sous chefs for the other department. He kind of just said to me like, "Hey, look at this paper. It's my last day too." He knew that I had put in my 2 weeks not too long ago. And so he said, "Listen, this is my last day. This is what this paper means. It's gonna be your last day too. Don't come back after what they did to you." Because the sous chefs scheduled each other off on the same day, so no one from Mission and Restaurant, like none of the sous chefs, was gonna be there that day. So I had no help, and basically James was like, "They're not gonna help you out. They don't care. Don't keep working for them if they don't care."
Yeah.
And I said, "I know. You're right. All right. Yep. Today's my day." Like, I put in my 2 weeks just because it was like, all right, this is starting to not be a great fit. This is kind of hurting me mentally and physically. Like, I haven't been eating for a whole month. And so, after that, I was just like, okay, no. There's no more after this.
You have to work at a place that respects you at the very least.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's like a bare minimum, and
That's
like unfortunately, it's kind of not always easy to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm a cook, and then I also play bass and I sing for my band Devil's Kettle.
She's the
Devils.
front man.
What you guys working on? Anything in particular recently?
Yeah, we recorded the whole album now, so now we're just we're looking for some people to mix it. We had one person originally, but they just kind of had some like school and work, so it's like kind of too much to be putting on them. It's better to take your material to people who do this for a living, and so then it's just kind of like, I'll knock it out in 2 seconds. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. So we're about to release an album, so that'll be cool. We just, gotta find someone to mix it.
Can you leak the entire thing to us right now?
Oh my god, no.
How many songs?
6.
6? Well, do you have a name for it yet?
Actually, no. I think we're probably just gonna call it Violence, because that's gonna be the single that we're releasing. So yeah, we might just call it Violence. Might be just one of those people who like names the album like after the single, you know?
That's
cool.
fair.
I like that.
I'm really excited though. I used to do like some recording and stuff, and I used to write my own material, but this was the first time I've listened back to something that I recorded with like an awesome group of people, and like actually heard it. I was like, oh my god, this sounds like music. This sounds amazing. This sounds great, and I like how I sound. That's crazy. I'm such a self-conscious person, but when I hear something that's like, oh, I sound fucking awesome, it's like, okay, good.
That's really
I think that's kind of how we were with On Fire, because we were like, obviously, like we liked the first album, right? It was good, but then we get like On Fire back, even like the first couple mixes from Mario, a guy who was mixing it for us, and we were like, oh.
That's what it's supposed to sound like.
That's okay. That's different.
And yeah, we were just so excited about it. So yeah, if you can spend the money to hire somebody who is like really good at what they're doing with the mixing and mastering, it's totally worth it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It just was totally a game changer. And now we're like, okay, how do we go back and delete everything?
Yeah. No, literally, we are like kind of, I guess, a leak, but we're thinking about like redoing the first album, because it was like such a big jump from the first to the second, and like the first wasn't bad, right? Like quality wise, it was still pretty damn good.
Yeah, but we didn't know what it would
yeah.
sound like good, you know? We
Yeah,
were like,
yeah.
oh, this is fine, but then when you hear something actually good, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, no, it is a big difference. That is definitely something, I mean, just for all musicians out there, recommend is that like this way too, you can really focus on like the writing portion or like the performance portion of it, or like, you know, let's say you're writing something technical and it's going to take you a few tries to really nail it. Like, that's fine, because you can just practice that instead of worrying about like, okay, now I did this, now I got to master it, I got to mix it, I got to spend all this extra time doing that. Oh, maybe if I play it this way, it'll actually be easier to master in the end.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and like kind of constrict yourself. Because I noticed, at least myself, on the first album, part of it, like I played a lot simpler drums just to make sure like we didn't take forever getting it done. Because I didn't want to be, you know, it was my first time recording stuff too, but like I didn't want to be like, oh, we're here forever, like for one song, because you can't stay in time or can't hit that one fill or yada yada. But with Mario, because I knew, like, even if I do mess up a bit, like, hey, I can ask you to be like, hey, can you swap this part out with that other one? Can we fix it a little bit? Can we, you know, make it sound good, even if maybe I didn't quite hit the snare as solid as I should, and all these different things.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was a big help.
It's cool putting it in someone else's hands too.
That's true too.
Because if it was just me mixing it, then I would just do it. It would never be done because I would go, oh wait, I should change this, and then it gets worse, you know?
Yeah.
But to be like, okay, I know that you're gonna make it sound good. There you go, and then it does sound good, and then we don't have to worry about it.
No, yeah, it was funny. I remember you telling me, you were like when you first got it back, like, that doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah, and my dad was like, it doesn't have to. He's like, that's not important.
It doesn't matter.
It's like, it doesn't matter. It sounds good. Don't change anything.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if I'm allowed to like kind of like bring up some stuff. I don't know. But I've always kind of had this like curiosity about the song Volcano Girl.
Oh.
Do you guys notice how it kind of sounds like it sounds live in the studio? It doesn't necessarily sound mixed.
Volcano Girl?
The
Yeah.
Veruca Strut song, right?
I think so.
Pretty sure. Or Veruca Salt.
Maybe.
Not Strut. I was combining the struts. I think it's Veruca Salt.
I don't think I've heard it. I'm familiar with the artist.
I do know what you're talking about. I think I get what you mean, where it does sound a little bit more like they're kind of all playing together at the same time, because it's like.
It's like live.
That's what it sounds like.
studio?
Should we bring it up right now?
I mean, yeah. We can
So
do
that
it.
way she could hear it.
We can do
or-
a quick pause and then listen to it.
Yeah, pull it up.
Okay.
Okay, so we just listened to the song. Consensus is, I think that the vocals were recorded in a certain technique where like you're further away from the microphone and they put a bunch of effects on it to make it sound more live. But it sounds pretty like bare, all of it, which I think is cool. It's not like overly
Yeah.
polished.
It's not empty, but it's not like a wall of noise either that's coming at you. It's like very directed with what she's trying to say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's cool. It just makes them sound like I feel like it makes them sound more talented. Like they were all able to do it in one take, and that there's no like auto tuning to any of that. Just I feel like it kind of shows more of their talent.
Even if it's not, it does make it sound a lot more raw, which it comes through.
Give
Yeah.
this the aesthetic.
Yeah. And like you were saying, that might be like a more popular style.
Yeah, I was
coming
like,
into the new year.
Well, yeah,
Well, no, they're pretty.
That's
a-
old, I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
there
Okay,
might be
okay,
some
okay.
that like it like bringing this up. I wonder if people would kind of like consider it more, and then actually want to use that more. And so then we start hearing more music that just sounds like you're in a room with them,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Well, that does seem to be the way that like music is going. Even like a lot of these major bands are playing these small 200-300 people venues
yeah.
because
They're
they could
broke.
because that and I mean they can charge like $300 per little ticket, and it still like makes them some solid money. They don't have to go through all the like stadium fees, the Live Nation extra ticketing like percentage,
Yeah.
and all those extra things. Like what was it? Weezer was just at like the Fox Theater.
Or the Glass House.
No, we were at the Glass House.
On the same day?
Yeah, I remember we were going. No, we were playing DBA that day.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm
It
pretty
was
sure
either
they
the
were.
Fox Theater or the
Glass
Glass
House.
House. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was Glass House.
Was it?
Yeah, it's
I thought it was
Fox
Theater's
Glass
Fox.
pretty big. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Glass House.
I mean, even still, Fox is pretty big, but it's not like stadiums. Weezer's playing like stadiums.
Petco Park,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, right. Like they could sell out like SoFi
Yeah.
and like no problem, right? Like, and so it's kind of cool to see even these bigger bands being like, okay, like the industry isn't in a place that anybody really likes. Let's just kind of do our own thing, keep playing music the way we want to play music,
Yeah.
and make it a lot more personal. Like those are my favorite shows. I've seen like my favorite band, Fit for an Autopsy, like 3 or 4 times. I just saw them at
House of Blues.
the House of Blues, and like that was cool. But like that's a pretty big place, right? Like they were the second headliner to Exodus. It was their tour, and like that's a big place. And I've seen them at like these tiny little like Soma, San Diego, or like 1720 up in LA, and it's like a maybe 150, 200 person venue. The state, like it's places that like we've played basically. Just some standing room, a bar over in the corner, maybe I don't know, 3 times bigger than DBA. That's it. And they're just so like, it was the same from that stage to like these little ones that they're just out there, like they open basically the same way. They like, the only thing you lose out on is the interactions, because like in those two, like the bunch of the smaller ones, like they were the headliners, so they would just like hang out on stage after. The drummer, I remember Josue, he just like would just chill, you know, he like kind of like getting himself on set, just throwing out a couple sticks, just on stage like with the stragglers, just chatting with people. The lead singer, Joe, he'll just go like walk off stage, go stand on the side and just like have conversations with people. And I'm like, that's what I love. Yeah. That's so cool. It's like actually like the shirt you're wearing. We together went and saw, the headliners, right? Subhumans. They were great. They were awesome. They're who I went to see. But Therapy, San Diego band, shout out, they were incredible.
Absolutely.
Like I've mentioned it. I think I've even briefly talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like she had recently gotten through cancer. This was like their first live show in forever, and she's just screaming her head off. She's just full of energy, and like had me like crying in the pit. It was so fun. It was so
and
cool
she's
to see.
a tiny girl. Like then she came off stage, and I went to go like talk to her because I was like super excited. She's tiny.
Oh, wow.
She's shorter than me, and I'm like, that's crazy because I'm pretty short. I mean, I was wearing boots, but like not necessarily big enough to just like tower over average sized people. But it's like it was like insane. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's really cool.
No, that was really impressive.
She looked big, like up there. She just looked so big.
Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah, I love those shows. Those shows are my favorite to go to. You pay $20 to $30, get a T-shirt on the way out to help, support the artists, and just go have a good time. Meet these people, learn about their music a bit, their stories, that's what art is, to me at least. That's what music is. It's like you're putting yourself out there, right? Like good or bad, because sometimes it's not great, but you still have the balls to put yourself out there, to really like be vulnerable in a sense, to open yourself up to critique, and then be like, hey, do you like this? And hopefully, someone does. You get to go chat with these people, like, where'd you come up with that? Where's this? Where's that? And it's just perfect to me. I love those shows.
Smaller the better.
Yeah.
You know what they say.
I want to be the only one in the crowd. That's definitely a good show. No.
Yeah. So, Claudia, tell us more about what your band has going on as far as like, so there was a recap. I think we literally talked about this last time, but recently you took over as the front person, and you replaced some band members, got rid of some people, threw them in the garbage where they were. I'm just kidding. No, but had some major changes in the band. So has that changed your guys' like influence, your songwriting style, recording style?
A little bit, yeah. Especially with our boy Nick. Rafa's basically the only original member now, and we're still keeping a lot of the influences that he wanted to bring, which is super cool because we all share that same love for like the sleazy hair metal scene of the 80s. And then we're also just kind of adding like stuff that we all three still really enjoy. Like started adding a bit more of the punk influences, and just kind of like a lot of like aggression along with the sleaze, which is kind of like what I love, is like my vibe. And I think for the next album, when we are ready, kind of want to see if we can brainwash Rafa a bit to start kind of getting into a bit on, not necessarily techno side, but just like on like
a little more industrial.
Yeah, a little bit more industrial. Like 9 Inch Nails, I really just want to kind of tap into a little bit of 9 Inch Nails, especially since I've been like kind of working with a little bit of piano recently. I really want to tap into that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think our influences kind of really helped the band evolve. But yeah, the singer that I ended up replacing, she was kind of more of the indie pop side. So I think a lot of it was also kind of not necessarily what she was super happy with, and I think that was partly why she was starting to lose the desire to keep this going, especially with there was a lot of drama happening with our rhythm guitarist, and then the rhythm guitarist and the drummer were dating, so that was like causing a lot of friction there. And our drummer was also experiencing health problems, so I can see she was kind of getting exhausted with everything that was happening, and she was also dealing with life, and so she ended up having to take a break And after that break, she kind of realized that this wasn't something that she was going to be able to continue. And me and Rafa talked about it for a while, and we were just like, listen, if this happens, I know I'm nervous. I'm freaking out in my head, but I'll do it. I'll front if I have to. And it was kind of happening little by little, like when we were auditioning Nick, she didn't have the time to learn the songs that we were auditioning with.
Oh.
So I mean, I was expecting it, so I prepared myself. I practiced it on a bass, and then I practiced it on vocals. And then she like came to practice that day. It was like, I didn't get to learn them. I'm like,
Why'd you come?
So I was just like, okay. And I come up to the mic and shit, and I do that, and it feels pretty good. But the scariest part about it was like when I joined them, it was 3 years since I had actually been in bands and like doing any kind of performances. It had been 3 years since like that, and then the night I did the whiskey, that was fucking terrifying. And so then now going pretty quickly going from just like bass player to lead singer and bass player, I was like, oh my god.
Some slight technical difficulties. We were talking about you and your band and
Where do we leave off?
how you were releasing the new album and how that kind of came about.
And then also the band drama.
Yeah.
Changes in your sound.
Yeah. But yeah, so back to that. So our singers' influences, I feel like we could hear it too, like songs like Girls to the Front or songs like what else was like kind of like Starving Kid and stuff. I don't know if any people on here watching this have heard any of this, but
no one's watching.
All
three of them.
Like
1, 2, 3.
It's like it sounded metal, but it also sounded very like love songs. And we do have like Rafa's written some like love songs, but it's still like not quite like your typical indie love song. A lot of it's also kind of like a little dig towards love because there's like a little bit of a criticism or like a cynicism and that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like pretty excited about those changes that did end up happening. It's now starting to sound like a band that we, the three of us, like wanted for a long time, especially Nick.
Well, that's good.
He came from something toxic.
So my question is, what are you guys planning to do with those old songs that had the different singers?
So we kind of split it up with songs that she wrote and songs that Rafa wrote. She took the songs that she wrote because she felt like they were her babies, and she kind of wanted to just, even though she might not use them down low, she just still wanted them, and I was like, good. Like, so go right ahead. Rafa's a fantastic songwriter. I really, truly never met anyone like actually in my circle writing stuff that good, because he's such a great storyteller. And her songs sometimes are just like a bit like, okay, this is a love song or I don't get it. So I was like pretty okay with her taking what she wanted, because I was like, we will write stuff in no time.
So are you like taking it down off of your like Spotify and stuff?
I don't think we know how. I don't think we really know how to do that. So we're just, I don't even know if it already happened yet. I don't know if we quite have access to the old Spotify account yet, because she had that.
Oh no.
That was her account.
But I mean, you guys aren't like fighting, so
No.
she would probably.
Yeah,
be willing
she's totally willing. She already kind of helped take care of some stuff and like help us get emails to people who we were talking to about shows and stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, so that'll be kind of easy to retrieve.
My advice would be do that immediately and then change all of the passwords.
At least in our experience.
Yeah, your guys' experiences are crazy.
It's got to be us. It has to be.
I think we're just fucking weird.
We're awful. We're toxic or something. I don't know.
Because we're siblings.
Oh my god.
We should just lean into that. We really should. Just
Happy
pretend.
little fucking Brady bunch.
Yeah. People already think it half the time anyways. But so we know you're trying to put the album out in 2024.
Yeah.
Do you have any other plans for 2024? Any other?
Just wanted to really go to the dream venues like Glass House and like the one we went to see Subhumans, and I want to do Whiskey again. Also want to do Dollhead again, and Universal Bar and Grill was great. They want us back anyway, so yeah, we definitely want to go do that again. I think we're just kind of trying to like super super book everything so that way we're just performing at all these cool places. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Establishing
That's awesome.
your new
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah, just kind of like having fun on the way, and then if something happens out of it, fabulous.
That's a good
Okay.
approach.
Want to get into our 2024 kind of predictions and plans?
Yeah, so we'll start with our band goals. Obviously, I don't think we mentioned it last time actually, so it's not obvious. But we are going to be recording an EP soon. Hopefully that will be out this next year.
Yeah.
We don't have any details yet on that.
I think we wanted it within like the first quarter
Yeah.
of the year, give or take.
Yeah.
Hopefully March, April, May-ish.
At least some singles soon.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
new music. We would like to ideally set up like a tour to support the new songs.
Yes.
What else do we have going on?
Let's see. Obviously, we have some shows.
More shows.
Always got those. Looking to see if we can put out a new music video for this album coming up. Picking a song or maybe even two. Because the On Fire one went so well. It was really awesome.
Yeah.
Probably try and work with him again. What else did we have? What else? Oh, and then honestly, just trying to grow more than anything.
Yeah.
We need some things to kind of help with that, like a new computer, maybe like a car.
Yeah, for me at least, I definitely want to get a car and a computer. Those are my big 2024.
And a
because
camera?
And now a camera, yeah.
Trying up the quality here.
Yeah, because it's really hard to do anything music related without a computer. You
Yeah.
know, it just makes everything a lot harder.
No, I have mine, and but it's a desktop, and like I could bring that, but I'd have
That's
to bring
insane.
that and a monitor, and like it's not big.
Just, like,
It's
coming in with cords dragging
That's
behind
really
them.
crazy.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It wouldn't be that bad actually.
Drops the
Like I could
keyboard.
probably fit it in like one duffel bag. I have a mini IPS, which is a smaller one, and so like it's really like no bigger than like this little orange Tom here that we're using as the thing, but it's not tiny,
Yeah.
and it would be kind of annoying to like unplug everything and like haul it. But like if we ever need to, it's available.
I want to get a MacBook so I can do Logic
Stop
again. And
Stop
okay,
it.
you use fucking BandLab, so
Yeah, exactly. It's free and
It's
it gets the
cursed.
point across.
it's so cursed. I want Logic so I can do real things.
Like make slightly fancier demos to send to somebody else.
Or not necessarily just demos, but like other
Bandlab
things
was what I
too.
used with my ex.
Yeah, I mean like okay.
Cursed.
You bring that up. But listen, it's just for demos. It's free, and I'm not like out here mixing and mastering things right now.
Yeah.
Right, that's not what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
When I get there, I get a little bit more involved. Right, get a little bit better at this whole thing. Get a little bit of a like an actual interface. And like some microphones and things like that, then yeah, I'll invest.
Yeah.
in
Well, the thing I already have that shit, and
That's
so it's
fair.
like that's why I need the
That's
thing
fair.
that I need.
But even then, like, if I wanted to, I could run Logic on a PC.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, like that's the thing though, is I really could. There's nothing stopping me. A couple Google searches and a quick little emulator, and I got Logic on a PC. My old high school actually, for all of our engineering, our music, and in the photo room, they all had like brand new iMacs, like the built-in ones with like the monitor that's like built into the computer and whatnot. But they all ran Windows because that's whatever it was. That's the deal that the school had was with Apple. That was the best computers they could get for the price or whatever. But then all of them were like, yeah, we're not gonna run fucking Apple like software. That's stupid. And then like multiple teachers too did the same thing. They're like, almost all the science teachers, and then like even probably not the music teacher because I know Apple has their fingers dipped into there. A lot of people convinced, but it's just I don't know. Everything just feels so empty.
I basically only use the MacBook for like going on the internet And I still use like Chrome or whatever. I don't use Safari because it looks weird on the computer to me. And Logic, and that's all that I care about.
And like, I don't know. I mean, I used to have an iPhone. I've used Macs. Like these things, like to me, it ends up being more frustrating because I can't end up doing what I want than being frustrating because it might be a bit of a hassle to do something that I want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna get a MacBook and I'm gonna get Logic again because I already paid for it.
I suppose that's fair.
Slay mamas.
I suppose that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not like having an original opinion, right? With this opinion, it's not very out there, right? It's not a hot take in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a very cold take.
Medium take.
It's a very medium take.
Room temperature take.
But it's just, I don't know. And I'm not even saying to be like, oh, Android's so much better, or this is so much better, or like that is so much better. I don't like, more than anything, they give me bad vibes. They give me like dystopian, futuristic, like, hey, we are going to do everything we can to suck as much money out of you as possible.
Apple's going to start making us pay for air.
I mean, like from like the wheels that they had for their freaking computer that were like $200 per wheel, to their chairs, to like the monitors, to like the new pen that just came out for the iPad. Literally, like it doesn't even have like half the functions that the old one used to have.
There's functions on a pen?
Yes, from like the touch
stylus
sensitivity, the stylus, the way that like it works.
I don't use that.
But still like
God gave me
yeah, right. But you know, for artists and things, drawing on a tablet, like there's use there. All the new Apple products aren't gonna allow you to use the old pen, and the new pen has even less features than the old pen did for like 3 times the price.
Yeah.
It's like why? What are we doing? Like to me, the biggest sign of it is like before, whenever Apple advertised, there was something, right? It was like, oh, a new fancier camera, longer battery life.
Yeah.
It's a bigger phone now. We have the bezel. We're getting creative, right? Whatever it was. This newest one, it's made out of titanium.
Yeah.
That's the advertising point.
Yeah. It's like
They don't even care to try and advertise about new stuff now. It's made out of titanium.
there's nothing new. Is what it is.
They've
the
run
same
out of
phone.
people to steal ideas from.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the flip phone.
The flip iPhone. Close
That's
it
what
on
I
someone
want.
to hang up.
That's just for, like, I don't know, satisfaction. That's
Yeah,
not even,
just-
like, a
just
good
to
purpose.
keep it.
It's just so you could...
I just feel like you're going to close it and it's not going to hang up the call. It's just going to
And
be
then you're
like,
gonna keep talking shit. You're gonna be like, man, I hate that guy.
and they're going to hear it and you have to like open it back up. And like when you open it, it's going to like turn on FaceTime or something.
Oh
and you're
god,
like,
no, that's such a nightmare.
Like I feel like the idea would be like, oh yeah, you're going to take calls with it closed. And then if you want to FaceTime, you open it up to like bring the camera to you.
Just putting a square to your ear.
Let's just get brain implants
Right?
instead of phones.
Oh my god.
That's
There-
my 2024.
We all get brain implants. Did you see that? There was this, I can't remember the name of the company right now, but it's basically like a little lapel thing. It would just like sit here and then it would like project all of your like, if you wanted to use whatever, like onto your hand.
I hate that.
And like, you could be like, oh, I need my phone stuff. I need calls or texts or whatever. Almost like a smartwatch, but even like less useful.
Pocket dialing someone was crazy.
Okay. You
That's
had
weird.
some predictions for 2024 though.
Yeah.
That you wanted to go over.
My first one on the list.
From your dad.
Yeah, so I sent Justin a list of like ideas that I thought of, for my 2024 predictions. First of all, my dad had one yesterday that he was like, I think Britney Spears is not going to live much longer.
Just like randomly.
Well, we were talking about Britney Spears, and then like there was a long pause, and he's like, yeah, I hate to say it, but I don't think she's going to be alive much longer. I was like, okay. No context, though.
No contact.
That's his prediction. My prediction, I think Ariana Grande will be hospitalized.
Wait, because of like the SpongeBob stuff?
That's like a little hint. But anytime somebody starts like getting, going off the rails, I'm like, okay, I feel like she might have a conservatorship in her future.
I mean, every like 2 years for the past decade, she's been a different race.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I mean, like, she
So-
did
She's white
just change
again.
her race.
She's white again, y'all.
That's gotta be it.
Like, it really peaked when she went the Gwen Stefani, like, hee I'm Asian route.
Ugh.
And it was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh.
Just like cat laughing away from this.
Yeah.
No, I love cat laughing every time I'm like embarrassed. I hate Ariana Grande, but I mean I love cat.
Different
That
vibes.
I'll never forget
Two different
cat.
people. Cat Valentine. Just
R.I.P. Cat Valentine.
Yeah. And Brittany.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Not yet. Don't say that yet.
She's not
Watch her
gonna die.
die in like 2
She's
days.
not gonna die.
Right
Oh
when
my
this
God.
comes out,
She
we
won't
post
die.
this.
That'll be so cool.
And the next
though.
episode, we'll have to do like a full tribute. We'll have to like set up the stuff and start playing like Britney Spears songs, just for you to attempt to like like,
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna happen. Brittany's fine.
Mhm.
Everybody's fine.
And Justin
Everyone.
Timberlake's not mad.
No, totally. They're chill.
What else you got on there? Drake's gonna get canceled?
I
Isn't he
think-
already?
I think he's really close to already being canceled, but that was my other prediction. And Drake will fully get canceled in 2024.
I feel
What
like
for?
he
I don't know.
he might be closer to the Chris Brown sense in this, where like no matter what he does, there's enough people who like his music.
I thought he said he was
That-
gonna beat women.
No, I mean, but like there's enough people who like his music and just don't care
Yeah,
that it doesn't matter what he does.
that sucks.
Because like how many charges has Chris Brown gotten? How many accusations? How many times have people attempted to cancel him?
Yeah.
Like I remember like a couple years ago watching like multiple YouTubers being like, all right, it's probably time to talk about Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And
No one cares.
no one gives a shit.
I don't even see the hype with Chris Brown at all. Like he's such a D-list musician.
He's attractive and he can dance.
Ugh. Anyway,
Why do you think Jason Derulo made a career?
He's an A-list in my book. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say Jason Derulo. I feel like most of his career was being like, oh, is this a Chris? Oh, it's not Chris Brown.
I know he does kind of sound.
They sound similar. The music is similar. They're both very focused on like the dance part of their songs,
Yeah.
right? Not saying that Jason, if you ever hear this, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that you're not
Jason
talented.
watching this right now.
My prediction is Justin's gonna get killed by Jason.
Not Jason Derulo. Of all the people, at least it's not Jeremiah. Yeah, what the fuck, is there a ghost in here?
It's Jeremiah.
No, it's by the construction
It's
outside.
because I didn't know who he
It
was.
was Jeremiah.
How dare you?
No, but like obviously like you still have to be talented to be able to dance like that and make songs like that and sing like that, right? But yeah, I don't know. It always just felt very Chris Browny.
Yeah. What's next on the list after Drake?
Well, we didn't even really talk about why. I mean, I feel like if Drake's gonna get canceled, it's because like
Dating underage
the
girls?
Millie Bobby Brown text finally came out.
It's gonna be something like child endangerment or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like really crazy.
He's also like so soft though. Like he's such a soft little guy. Like,
Exactly.
You could beat him up.
Yeah.
So
Guys, I think we
so
have
was
company.
so was Bill Cosby. What do you mean?
I know.
Like Bill Cosby's entire like persona was being soft and kind and
No, Drake isn't kind. He's just soft.
Push him over.
I always think of the video of the 21. Can you do something for me? And it's like him animated, like all like zesty and like dancing
He's
around.
just a little
And
guy,
then 21
but I
Savage
still
is
wanna
just
beat
like
him up.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think child endangerment charges for Drake 2024 fully canceled if it happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. But again, it's just unless it's something that heinous,
I think it will be heinous.
there's almost nothing he can do. Because I mean, like he's been literally like just like using his son for like popularity
That's
for the
also, I
last
think, something
like
that's
few
gonna
years,
I
which has
think
been
it's
really.
gonna be drugs. I think he's gonna give children drugs.
No, one of his most favorite like popular bars is popped half a Xan, not even a full Xan, half a Xan.
He's gonna give
20
a kid
hours
a quarter
till I
Xan.
land.
Anything in moderation.
But like people, I'm like that's it's so funny. It's like it's so like, oh, so you took a responsible amount of prescription drugs so you could sleep on a flight. I mean, okay, I guess that's cool.
He's like, I'm struggling, guys. I have to take half a pill.
like, yeah, I don't know. It's just very
There's
of all the things to say, really. But
That's what I think is going to happen to Drake in 2024.
yeah.
Giving little kids drugs.
You heard it here first.
That one's so hard to predict. Like, there's so many people who you could be like,
A lot. Anybody who's famous, there's a good chance they just
right? Like,
shit.
it's one of the things we talk about. Like Tosh is back with like a podcast now. I don't know if you remember Tosh Point now. I think he's always like ridden that line fairly okay. Like, yeah, there are times he says some shit that you need to be like, all right, don't say that again. But generally, it's like riding the line okay. But it like.
He just kind of tilts.
He might, he might say some dumb shit, and then the podcast is gone again, and he gets canceled because it's a different time.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, that's one of those, it's just, like, usually the people who do end up getting canceled are the people you would never expect.
That's true.
Right? Because, like, that's what makes it, because if someone is, like, look at MGK.
They're just your problematic
His thing is being problematic, is being... like a fuckboy, right? That's his selling point. He literally often talks about how much he loves 16-year-old girls. He makes music specifically for 14-year-old girls to like try and relate to, right? The dude's like 30.
Yeah.
But if he does some shit with like an 18-year-old or something that's like close, people are like, yeah, that's him. That's what he does. That's how he's always been.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like him anyways. Look at fucking Ronnie Radke. Same thing. Dude was literally went to jail for sexual assault. Pled no context.
Yeah.
Not guilty. Or guilty, no contest. Right? Like, yep, I did this. Went to jail for it. Got out and is now about as big as ever. Because he's been someone here, like, yeah, he looks like he rapes people.
I say
He sounds like he rapes people. That's what he does.
abolish men 2024.
I understand. I'll see y'all on the way out.
Yeah. Jason Derulo.
I'll just wave from the boat. I won't even be mad. I'll be like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Also, something that I forgot to put on the list, but this has been like so on my mind the last like week. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is getting out of jail on December 28th, so the day after this podcast will be out. So here's your open invitation. Please come on.
I'm not familiar.
What?
What?
Oh my god, okay.
Oh boy.
This is my Roman Empire.
I'm gonna take us to the back.
So, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a woman who, as a child, her mom had Munchausen by proxy and kept her sick, basically, and told her that she was sick. You probably heard about it, but you just forgot her name.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so she made her believe that she was sick, wouldn't tell her real age, convinced everybody that she had muscular dystrophy and, like, all these horrible things. Really, she was fine. Basically to use it as, like, a scam to get donations and houses.
Attention, all those things. Yeah. I'm familiar with, like, the idea of it.
But she was also, like, insanely abusive and, like, would tie Gypsy Rose to her bed with, like, a dog leash for weeks at a time. Like, just crazy stuff. Super evil and terrible. And then eventually, as Gypsy was, like, a teenager, she realized, like, I'm actually not 9 years old, like she tells me, and I don't think anything's actually wrong with me. So she started to kind of, like, figure things out, and then
she was like sneaking on the internet to like talk to people.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the movie that I think was based off of. I've seen all the clips from it and whatnot.
Yeah, so she has this boyfriend
that she met on a Christian dating app.
Yeah, and he what's his name? Nick Go to John. What's his name?
Nick Go to Jail.
He did. Spoilers. I'm just kidding. It's like a 10-year-old case. Spoilers. Yeah. So the boyfriend, there's like an online relationship. He had like multiple personality disorder. So his
This whole thing is...
I know, it's insane.
There's so many layers.
And he also, among other mental issues, I think he was like schizophrenic, also like autistic. Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but definitely split personality. One of his alters was like an evil one, and Gypsy Rose was like asked his like evil personality, "Can you kill my mom for me? Because I can't. There's no other way for me to escape." And he's like, "Sure." And then did it, and she was like just in the house somewhere else, but he's the one who actually did it. And then it was very sloppy. they like ran off and obviously got caught.
Yeah.
She went to jail for 10 years. Now her 10 years are up. I think
I don't even know why she went to jail.
I don't think she should have gone to jail.
I mean, that it is still like, it's a very justifiable murder.
Yeah.
Like, it's very understandable.
But also it's the point where like, was she mentally...
Yeah, that's true too. Like exactly. Is she
aware?
is this now a dangerous person who thinks that like killing people is how you get things solved?
But also, she was like severely brainwashed and abusive. I really think that that's the only way that she thought she could.
I think
institutionalized.
that's what I was gonna say. Maybe more of like a. Hopefully, her jail time was more mental health focused.
Yeah, I do think the boyfriend got life in prison, even though he has really severe mental.
Maybe that's why he got life, because like if we let him out, no saving him. There's no saving him, so we just gotta keep him up.
And then they didn't even stay together. I was like, damn. That sucks.
She could do better.
I think she got married in prison to someone else.
Oh, goodness.
And like reconnected with her other side of her family and stuff that her mom like
shutting her out. Yeah. No, that is.
So she's getting out, and apparently she's gonna write a book. So I predict
Slay Queen.
Gypsy Rose music career 2024. You heard it first. She's gonna be our first guest of the new year.
Oh.
No, she costs way too much money for that. She's gonna be on the like she's gonna have so many requests for all these
It's
the
huge.
podcasts with like what are they the true crime and that's such a big genre in podcasting, and then let alone like the Joe Rogan show would be like, this is an interesting story, let me make some money off of you.
I wonder, it could go one of two ways. She could like, because she's been on Dr. Phil and stuff before while she was in jail, so she's like talked about it.
Okay, so clearly she's like it's not quite Supermax prison type.
Yeah, and she's not like hiding from the situation. So I think she could either do a press tour and really market off of it.
She's probably already been approached by like publishers and.
Yeah, or she might just be like, absolutely not. I don't want anything. I just want to go have my life. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And just live her life quietly.
Yeah,
She should.
No, because that's nuts. Like, oh my God, do you remember not that long ago in like this area in like Marietta? There was like that family who basically did the same thing to like all their kids.
Yeah.
It was so sad. My mom, she works for the government, and like, so a lot of the kids ended up having to go into like foster care after that.
It's really sad.
And then like a few of them also got like abused in foster care.
Oh my God. People are freaks.
And it's so awful.
Yeah, I think it was in like Paris.
Yeah.
It was not that long ago. It was like, what, like 2015 maybe?
Yeah, I mean, like, they were kids. Like, what else are they going to do? When you arrest both parents, you have to put them into some sort of, like, foster in the system.
And obviously the rest of their family wasn't, like, involved, or they would have...
I mean, even if they are, like, you can't just hand them to, like, even temporarily, they have to make sure, okay, this is family member that's going to actually take care of the kids, that is able to take care of the kids. And that takes time. So, like, so you get put in the system, and the system is awful.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many facilities that are just there to, like, collect checks from the government.
Yeah.
And hire as little people as possible, as little qualified people as possible, because that'll be even cheaper to help take care of the kids. And it's, like, it's just a real bad catch-22. It really is. There's no winning.
Stop having kids.
That's my goal for 2024. To get everybody sterile.
Collectively stop having kids.
Do you want to talk about the conversation we've had, mister, after watching her kids do the show?
There's plenty to adopt.
Not my actual kids.
There's plenty to adopt. Yeah, that's true. You don't have
Never.
But just some sort of aerosolized virus, poison.
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything but make everybody sterile.
That's so girl, be so for real.
What about Margot Dia? What about little Margot Dia?
Be for real.
We can't just name a foster child. We can't name it what we
this
want.
is your new name.
This is your new name.
Like 12 years old.
I mean, we can. It wouldn't be right, but we could.
Yeah, no, I don't want to traumatize them any more than they already are. We got it.
Yeah, no, I understand. We'll talk about it again some other time.
Let's revisit 15 years.
Yeah, no, 15 years is good.
Yeah, how did you hurt your voice the other day?
You hurt your voice?
Oh. In the car, you mean? Okay.
What do you mean?
Why did we have to bring that up?
Because I was singing it, and I thought it was funny.
What do you mean?
So, okay. For some reason, we started like joking around playing "Got to Be Real," the disco song, because it's fun to play. Okay. And then there's nothing wrong with that. I was in the car.
You're so defensive about it.
Yeah, no, there's
nothing wrong with that. No,
There's
I'm a perfectly normal human being.
Yeah, I was in the car singing it because it's a very hard song to sing, and I was singing it So I just started like singing it in the car when I'm by myself because that's the only time I can like actually be loud because I'm not gonna sing at my house when everybody's there.
No, I'm the same way.
It's weird, even though I do it in front of them anyways.
It's just I don't want to be a bother. Like
Yeah,
I'm just at my house. I don't
And
wanna...
it's so loud.
Yeah.
Like, so I was singing. I've been singing it in the car, okay. And then one day I was singing it, not even thinking, okay. I'm just driving and singing super high, and then I go to get over and I've turned my head all the way, and it like cracked like a stick breaking it in half.
Ooh.
I don't. It was like, how does it go? Ooh, your love's my love is your love. Our love is here to stay. Yeah. Like, it was really bad, and it hurt. I just remember. I just went, huh? And then I like the rest of the ride home silence. I was just like, I wasn't even listening to anything. I didn't
Just
try to
terrified.
talk. I know. And then I literally like shattered my voice or something because it sounded really bad for like 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And then I got sick and then fully went away. And then I think it's normal now.
Maybe that was kind of it.
I know. It was such a bad idea. Never again. That's my goal for 2024. Don't sing in the car anymore.
Or just like, don't like cork your freaking like
I know.
chords.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't let. What is it called?
You gotta get talented like Pink, so you can like sing upside down and like while you fly through the air.
Well, she's not moving her head.
I'm pretty sure she's moving her
Not
head.
backwards like that.
When you get whipped around, like she goes. You see it? Like her head gets whipped back, and she's just like goes with it. Yeah. No, because she gets thrown through the crowd on those things. Like she is flying.
I want to
She's
go
gonna be
so
like
bad.
Jaws or
I'm not even like a huge Pink fan or like the music, but I'm like that's just so impressive
I want to go.
to just go like just fly around the crowd basically on wires and be able to still sing.
It's kind of cool. Cause like
Is she doing the Super Bowl this
She
year?
needs to.
Oh, okay. They said she gets to, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
She needs to.
it's kind of cool. Cause like when you're in the back, you're in the very back. You don't get anything. You just see like little ants dancing around, and then you hear someone singing. But her coming up through all the way like that,
Yeah.
they're gonna be able to see that. That's
How
kind
does
of
it
cool.
not feedback?
Practice.
You know.
Well, I think it's like a Britney Spears mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like
still.
the ones that are like basically only touching your mouth and they're facing your mouth.
Yeah.
So there's like, and if they're even insulated slightly well, it's not gonna have sound really coming from anywhere else.
That makes sense. I'll allow it.
you give her permission?
What else? What other predictions? I have a lot.
Yeah. Plush will gain popularity.
Okay, yeah, there's this band I've been following, Plush. They're like slowly starting to pick things up. It's like an all-woman rock band.
Nice.
And they do this like heavier, it's not like metal, but it's like hard rock.
What was the name of the band we saw that opened? FEA? Fee?
Oh yeah.
They were really good. Sorry to interrupt. Welcome back to that. I just wanted to remember.
No, that
before
was
I forgot.
it.
That was it?
That was
Okay,
it.
I didn't know if there was
I
like a
just
reason
think
they'd
they're
get
gonna-
Just be
popular.
like, your turn.
No,
My bad.
I
bad.
just see the rise happening.
Okay. Yeah, we saw, I don't know if it's FEA or Fee. I apologize.
Fee.
Yeah.
But they were really fun to watch on stage.
Yeah.
It's just this, I think it was 4 or 5 ladies. I don't remember if it was a 4 or 5 piece.
1, 2, 3. Maybe.
I think it was a 5
I
piece.
think it was 3. What?
No, it was
there's
definitely
one
at least
guy.
4. No,
There's
not in that band. Nope.
There's gotta be.
No. That's like they literally had songs and like in their interludes like they'd be like, what's it like to be in a girl band? Like they have a song called Girl Band. That was like a whole thing.
Didn't they make a joke though about how there's one guy in the band? I feel like you're gaslighting me.
Maybe. But yeah, they were full of energy. They were just this little like kind of punk band from San Antonio, Texas. And like their stage presence was really fun. They had this like really good mix of like the like punk, but with some of the like Latina like influence that was like really like made you like not just like want to mosh, but like jump around and like really like enjoy
Exciting.
what was going on.
That's cool.
Yeah. Last prediction, I think we can get into our Grammy predictions.
Yes. Can you look up who it is?
Yeah. I have them.
So, I don't think any of us really keep up with the
Yeah, that's the fun part about this. Almost none of these songs that I had them pulled up, or artists.
Yeah.
All these songs I haven't pulled up.
No, I had them pulled up.
Oh, I thought you said haven't.
Rude.
This guy's fighting you.
Again.
There's just not bands or things that I really know very much.
And it sounds rigged and dumb.
Yeah. It's more just to talk about like other music stuff that's going on. Fucking Los Angeles Times making me having to pay. Just go to the fucking list. Goddamn.
Sound on BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed. Yeah, I apologize. I had it up a second ago and I lost it.
Do better.
It
I'll
should
try.
be The Oddity, Devil's Kettle. That's it.
That's it. Just us two.
Getting all of the Grammys. No one else. Everyone else can die.
I don't want Grammys though.
Oh.
Because, everyone who gets a Grammy is an asshole.
I don't know about that. Some of the times it is a good musician just gets rewarded for doing hard work, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
And I think it usually depends on like the artists themselves, how hard they're trying to win said thing, and then the lesser known, like the more specific genres and like categories do I think usually get a little bit better when it's just like album of the year or like song of the year, things like that. I think it's kind of hard to pick because obviously everyone has a different opinion. And then on top of that, it's like what counts as like the year. If someone only released this song like halfway through the year,
Right.
or right before the Grammys came out, it's like, yeah, that's popular right now.
Right.
Recency bias and yada yada. And so it's like,
It's gonna be Taylor Swift's goth punk album.
that is one of my predictions that we didn't get into.
Oh, yeah.
She goes goth.
No, not full goth. That's too much for her. She doesn't ever, I don't think, do anything that hard.
I'm a goth,
goes like
so all
MGK.
of what she said is super offensive to me specifically.
I think her next stuff is gonna sound like Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
And she's calling that goth punk, and I fucking hate that because
Well, I think the technical term for it is like pop grunge
Ish.
pop.
that's just you're giving it
Is
too much
the-
respect.
I think Olivia Rodrigo's fine.
She's fine, but she doesn't deserve the respect of grunge. Like
Why not? It is clearly like rock and roll
it's,
inspired.
yeah, it's just rock.
I would call it rock pop.
Yeah,
Pop
exactly.
rock.
That's
But
exactly.
that's been around for forever. That's
She's
yeah, and
doing
she's not
more-
doing anything new.
But she's more on the pop side than the rock side.
exactly.
but
Just because they use real instruments, it's not rock.
no, I know that's not my point. Like my point is like from what I have heard a bit, it is kind
It's-
of I can see what they mean by the grungy. It's the more the kind of the sadder, a little bit more like mix in between the angry and the depressed.
Yeah.
But with a little bit more of a poppy sound because it is more modern. It's not as like straight up ear rapey that grunge can get into. I mean, that was kind of the whole thing with grunge though, right? Is they're like kind of pushing the limits on like what is, with hair metal being the popular thing right before that, which is very, very technical, very fast, very flashy. They're doing the opposite. It's very raw. It's very, okay, what can we get away with? That's why Kurt Cobain, like, no, he never sings with like a quote unquote popular, like not popular, proper singing style, right? Like he is shredding his vocal cords a lot of the time. But that's kind of what made it so damn good. It was raw. It was
just him.
So
just
when
them.
he does it, it's okay. When I do it in the car, it's a medical problem.
I think that is how that works. Okay,
It's because you're not a dude.
so
Man.
we can take a quick break and listen to some of these. Record of the year, we have Billie Eilish's "What Was I Made For" from Barbie.
This is so.
That's from the Barbie movie. I think it was solid. Boy Genius's "Not Strong Enough." John Baptiste's "Worship." Miley Cyrus's "Flowers."
No,
It's a
I
2
mean,
thumbs
yeah.
I think that's a fine song.
Love that.
Olivia Rodrigo's "Vampire."
I do like that one.
SZA's "Kill Bill."
Oh.
Taylor Swift's "Anti-Hero." And Victoria Monet's "On My Mama."
What?
Never heard that one.
I'm not familiar.
What is who doing
Okay.
on What's Mama?
Take a quick break, listen to a few of these. We're back after listening to a few of the ones we didn't know, just to make sure.
Yeah.
I will say the the Victoria Monet song on My Mama was actually very, very good. I did like that song. The instrumentals were awesome, really floaty. I don't know if I would change it after listening to that. I think I'd still go with SZA's Kill Bill.
For the winner?
For the winner for me. I think it was the most, like, influential combined with actually best sounding. Right, because, like at this point, like, record of the year, it's like you're trying to... It's kind of hard to narrow down what makes the record of the year, right? Mm-hmm. For me, at least, I think it's going to be what did the most people, like, appreciate combined with what do I like the most.
Yeah.
Because, like, ultimately, it is an opinion.
So you're picking Kill Bill. Claudia, what are you picking?
The problem is none of this deserves any of this amount of respect, but I would probably go with On My Mama too, just because, you know, at least it, like, made you feel good. The others were either too sad or just too, like, something's wrong with this and I don't like the sound of it. Yeah. Worship almost had me until he fucking just started.
There were some parts in that were fun.
Like, that little bridge was kind of nice, but he sang,
yeah. And then, you know, you have beef with Taylor Swift, so.
Well, I don't have beef with her. I just think she needs to end.
That sounds like beef.
Sounds like a threat.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to put out any energy towards her because she doesn't deserve my energy. But, you know, if anyone asks me about how I feel about Taylor Swift, I want her to end. That's all.
I think she's had a long run, and I think it should also stop.
Yes.
And then, so your pick for...
My pick, I don't love any of those songs. I do like Miley Cyrus one, but that one is just such a... It's literally just directly copying two songs and putting them together.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I wouldn't give that a Grammy. I would give a Grammy, I guess, to Vampire, just because lyrically and vocal performance really cool. But
yeah, because she at least said the F word.
Yeah.
No one else did that.
It's pretty edgy.
Yeah, no one else did that. SZA doesn't cuss at all.
I didn't listen to the rest of what she said. I didn't hear her say the F word.
Yeah, exactly. You don't listen to the lyrics. It's okay. No, and then I didn't like.
He's gaslighting.
And then I didn't like Boy Genius is Not Strong Enough. That just sounded like.
It sounded like Coldplay.
Like worship music.
Yeah, I hated that.
And I was like, it was very.
It was a Hershey's Kiss commercial.
Yeah.
If you like really soft, boring shit, that's perfect for you.
It just felt really empty. Like there was. It didn't feel like anybody in that song cared about the song.
Yeah, I'm like, how are there multiple musicians working on this?
These are all like musicians who are popular in their own right. Like, even without this band, this is almost like a super group. I think it's ended up reversing, because I think the band got popular first, and then the other people did,
I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, like, from the band. But, yeah, it just felt really empty and soulless.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the next category?
Album of the year. So, the one that the Boy Genius one was on.
Okay.
Right, the record. We got Janelle Monáe, The Age of Pleasure. I'm not familiar. It's not Victoria Monet.
I like Janelle Monáe.
John Baptiste, so the worship one. Lana Del Rey's.
Yes.
Did you know that's
that one.
And then, you know, Miley Cyrus, Olivia Rodrigo, SZA, and Taylor Swift's. We know our answer. It's obviously Lana.
Yes!
No question.
Ooh, you're wearing the little necklace.
I am.
Did you put sugar in it?
Not yet. I'm trying to find someone who has sugar.
So, Song of the Year, which is different than Record of the Year.
That's so dumb.
I guess I get it because, like, there are some that are, like, a combo or, like, a remix of a song or, like...
Whatever.
Or it's, like, you know, two people that, like, wrote two songs together and it's, like, two combo songs type thing into one. Like, there are times where, like, okay, that could be, like, two separate categories. I don't think this is one of them. Because for Song of the Year, the same one from Billie Eilish.
Of course.
Dua Lipa's Dance the Night, also from Barbie, which, I mean...
That one, actually, I love Dua Lipa. I love Dua Lipa.
I don't think you guys are going to choose that song, though.
What?
Oh.
Because John Baptiste's Butterfly and then Lana Del Rey's A&W.
Oh!
Obviously. Right.
Fuck yes.
You know, Miley Cyrus, Olivia Rodrigo, SZA, and Taylor Swift again.
Finally, the recognition.
So, okay, best new artist I think is obvious, right? You got Coco Jones, Gracie Abrams, Fred again, ... Ice Spice, Jelly Roll, Noah Kahan, Victoria Monet, and The War and Treaty. I think
It's gonna go to Ice
that's
Spice.
obviously Ice Spice. She deserves it. She's been really great this year. So popular. Like her songs have actually I like them.
I
They're
could
usually fun.
see it going to Jelly Roll.
See, I was gonna say I don't like that Jelly Roll's up there for new artists. That dude has been good and like I would consider established for years.
I think Ice Spice should get it.
I do think Ice Spice should get it. Jelly Roll, like I guess because he's like kind of took a different turn, leaning more into like the country a little bit more. It seems like in those things.
Still,
But, like,
you're not new.
But like he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Um,
You should go to Lana Del Rey.
We just need to we just need to occupy ourselves because she's honestly, I love her so much, but she's boring.
Producer of the year, Nigel DeGiro, Dearness DeMille Emile II, Hit Boy, Jack Antonoff, that one guy who writes like all the Taylor Swift and Lana songs and all
Oh,
of,
he did the song with Miley Cyrus too.
and Miley, like he writes like a lot of really popular
Okay.
songs. It'll probably go to him, and then Tieran Thomas.
I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah, neither do I. That would for producer of the year non-classical, songwriter of the year non-classical. I'm not familiar with the names. I apologize, guys. I'm just gonna go with Justin Tranter because
Aw.
that's my first name. And then we got best pop solo performance. Billie Eilish is again.
No.
Doja Cat's "Paint the Town Red."
Mm,
I didn't hate it. I kind of liked
it was
it.
kind of
Kind of a
edgy.
good song.
Yeah, there were points where I was like, oh, okay, we're hidden. I like these. Miley Cyrus's "Flowers," Olivia Rodrigo's "Vampire," and Taylor Swift's "Anti-Hero."
Why is it all the same songs?
It's
that
all the
get
same
cycled
songs,
Over and over?
so that they can all win the awards.
Ugh.
Boo.
Basically, like one will win record of the year, one will win song of the year, one will win
Everybody- yeah.
pop. Unless there's like the sweep where like basically people are like, all right, this is clearly like the best song of the year, and so they just give them that one song like all the awards.
Yeah. I think Doja Cat's gonna get it.
I think she might deserve it. Either her or if like Olivia Rodrigo or Miley Cyrus don't get one of the other ones, so they'll
Yeah.
probably get this.
I think
Give
Miley,
it to Doja Cat so she can retire because I think that's what she wants.
Yeah, I think she's done.
So for best pop duo / group performance, we got Labyrinth featuring Billie Irish. Who the hell is Beanie Eyelash? Billie Eilish's "Never Felt So Alone."
No.
Lana Del Rey featuring John Baptiste's "Candy Necklace." It's the obvious choice. I got Miley Cyrus featuring Brandy Carlisle's "1,000 Miles." They did the cover of that one.
Interesting.
Yeah. With the original artist, which I'm like, that's fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
don't know. SZA featuring Phoebe Bridgers, "Ghost in the Machine."
No, I don't care.
And then Taylor Swift featuring Ice Spice will probably win it, I think.
Ugh, yeah.
Because they had the beef, and then someone like straight out of the boys, like Vought Industries, was like, "Listen, we gotta fix this," and they posted that fucking photoshopped image of them like on top of the things, dude. I'm like, this is so like corporate and like trying to force like, no, we like each other. See, we're even gonna do a song together. After all that stuff
That whole
to
thing was
avoid.
cursed. I don't like it.
Oh, we skipped your Taylor and Travis Kelce will break up next year prediction.
Oh yeah.
By accident.
I think they will either break up. I think they're gonna break up and then a new album's coming like
And it's
shortly
gonna be
after.
That's the Olivia Rodrigo album.
That's the Olivia breakup album.
Yeah.
Or they could surprise us all and finally get married.
That's what I was gonna say. I low-key, something about it leans more the other way to me. Cause like, I'll be so sad if he gets hurt. He's just such a big himbo. Like he's just a dumb, fun, attractive guy in a sense. The way that like he is, right? Like he's a partier. He's like a goofy like frat boy basically. But he just, especially because of his brother, the other football player, Jason. They just seem so like kind.
Yeah.
Just like such nice, simple people who just want what's best for, people out there. And so I see it coming. She's going to like break his heart, and then he's going to go for like 2,000 yards the next year and just absolutely obliterate and be so sad. And it's going to hurt me a little bit because I'm like, this is just some innocent little guy.
He's just a little guy.
And you're just using him for...
It seems like they actually get along.
That's
why
I think it's because he doesn't think and because he can't say, "Hey, babe, you're being kind of crazy right now."
Yeah.
He can't say that because he can't think.
He seems pretty normal. So I think that's a big difference in this relationship is that he's pretty normal. And
Yeah.
he's not like
Other girls.
He's not like the girls. Exactly.
Okay. Best pop vocal album. You got Ed Sheeran's Subtract.
No.
Kelly Clarkson's Chemistry.
Sure.
Miley Cyrus's Endless Summer Vacation.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo's Guts.
That'll probably
Probably win it. And then Taylor Swift's Midnights. I mean, Taylor Swift's one of those ones where, like, she's always up there to win it
Yeah.
because of how popular she is. And, like,
Yeah.
she is talented. I'm not a huge fan, but, like, she is clearly talented. You don't get this big. Like, she's arguably the biggest artist in the world right now, right?
She knows how to do what she's doing, for sure.
Yeah, and that's a talent. I do think it is. And the fact that she's always, I don't know if she still does, but, like, she at least started writing all of her own music, I can respect. And then, like, obviously she's fucking crazy. She got incredibly famous when she was, what, like 14?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
look at all the child stars who go nuts.
Yeah. She didn't really have that.
Like to the, and it was like almost immediately, like, hey, you're one of the most popular people in the world now, right? That like the little country album comes out and everyone's like, oh, look at this little girl like singing her heart out. It's so cute.
Look at this little girl.
No.
That's like
That's
what it
Drake
just kind of
porn.
sometimes seems
Why
like.
did you guys say that? Oh my
She
god.
said it.
You agreed with
I
her.
went, I didn't agree. I went, roll the tape back.
Oh, we'll rewind it.
Oh my god.
Okay, another prediction though. Country album comes back. This is obviously after the Olivia Rodrigo album. And then she's going to collab with Mason Ramsey, the Walmart yodeling boy.
Oh.
They're going to have the sickest country album.
That would go hard.
And then they'd end up together.
Okay, I'm gonna skip.
How old is he?
He's definitely not 18
He's
yet.
an adult now, right?
I don't think so.
I would think
It's been
so.
so long.
I think he's literally like
It's been like 100 years.
He might be like 16, but like
No.
he's getting. I feel like he's getting close. It'll be the reverse Drake and Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
It's Taylor Swift and Mason Ramsey, the fucking yodeling.
That would be a perfect combo.
They do like a double date together, the four of them.
Oh god.
No, we're all going.
Okay, I am gonna skip best pop dance recording and best dance electronic
Because we don't
music
know
album.
dance.
We don't give a shit.
Our dance is us flipping our hair.
Yep, it's gonna Skrillex and David Guetta. There you go.
Yay! I love those guys.
They're so old. Just give it up.
Right. Best rock performance
Okay.
is the Arctic Monkeys. Arctic Monkeys.
Leave it back.
Arctic Monkeys, Sculpture of Anything Goes. Black Pumas, More Than a Love Song. Boy Genius is Not Strong Enough. Foo Fighters, Rescued.
Here we go.
And Metallica's Lux Eternia.
So I haven't heard
Eterna.
the Foo Fighters or the Metallica song.
Yeah.
I don't like Metallica, so they're automatically off my list. I don't know who the Puma people are.
Do you want to take a second and listen to some of these?
I guess. Give it a fair chance.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back after listening. Which category? Rock song? Rock performance of the year?
Yep. I think mine is actually the Black Pumas, More Than a Love Song. It is like we were talking about. It's like not super like rocky, right? It does feel a little bit more like, I don't know, soul or like
Roots.
like almost like country-ish. Like it's just a bit softer than I would consider like most rock songs, because it is like more the acoustic guitar and the claps. For me at least, what really like leans into like a rock song is the drums. Like that can really like sets it apart. And so like the lack of drums kind of there, at least drums that I really like, tapers it off a few points, but I still think out of all the other songs, I would choose it because it was the most interesting to me. It was like actually like a really fun listen. Like I like the Foo Fighters, but a lot of their songs sound very similar. It just sounds like a song any other song that they would have put out within the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
That would have been in the middle of one of their albums. Metallica, I don't know, something about them. I just like, even if the song was really good, I wouldn't want to vote for it. 'Cause I don't like their vibe. They're just really like, it feels like money focused. It's like they put out like an album like almost like scheduled, and like the goal is to let's win another rock Grammy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess let's let somebody else who plays similar music but is actually like doing something different get a chance to, because we know you're gonna get the votes. We know the Grammy people like you. Like you're a big name, cool. Like you won Grammys before.
Yeah.
you're just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something I would feel like that's Grammy worthy. That's Grammy nominated.
So you're going with, who is it, Black Pumas?
Yeah.
Who are you going with, Claudia?
I'm going with Metallica. I feel like even if there was someone different and better than Metallica, they wouldn't pick them because they would probably just be like, well, we've only heard you on the radio like 100 times. We've heard Metallica on the radio 1 billion times. So it's like they're gonna not be a fair vote anyways. So if I'm gonna give my vote to someone, then I'll give it to someone that I like and I actually find is a bit more talented than everyone else on the list because everything else is boots and cats and weird beats and awkward singing.
Yeah. What are the options again? What are they?
So there was the Arctic Monkeys song, which was okay, but
was...
I just felt like I was waiting for it to start the entire time.
Based on just the artist alone, I would have given it to Arctic Monkeys.
They would be a good song to cover.
But that song disappointed me a little bit from them.
Yeah,
okay, so Arctic Monkeys, what else?
Black Pumas, the one I chose, the Boy Genius song, Foo Fighters, and Metallica.
I guess I'll just fucking give it to Foo Fighters. I didn't really like any of the songs I mentioned.
Yeah.
It does sound like every other Foo Fighters song, literally ever, but I think they're gonna get it because of the recent stuff that they've had going
drummer
on.
And
they've had like a lot of publicity from that.
Studio 666.
So I think they're gonna get it. I like Arctic Monkeys, not that song.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I was with the Foo Fighters. I really like the Foo Fighters, but that song was like, I don't know, something I would have found off the middle of one of their albums 4 of them ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's good. I like it.
But it's not the Grammys.
Yeah, and that's why I like the Black Pumas. I think it was like, oh, this is like a unique sound. This is fun. This is good. It's just edging on rock. Right? Like it's not quite like, it's almost closer to like a little bit of a poppier sound.
Yeah.
But
I think we should be in charge of the Grammy.
yeah, definitely.
We would definitely save some people's lives.
I'll go through best metal performance for me. It's either probably Disturbed or Spirit Box because I don't really like Ghost. They're okay, but
I wouldn't say it's metal.
it's Bon Jovi metal, is what it is.
I like Ghost though.
Metallica I've already talked about. Slipknot, even if they were good with what they just did recently, I'm so angry at them personally. Like, I'm just heated because they feel like they're going the way of Metallica, where they're like, oh, this is business first. Let's make money first. Yeah. That's what the goal is here. Not, let's make music. Let's make art. Let's be creative. Let's put something out that I wanted to put it out. Like I'm not a big fan of like Corey Taylor's like solo work, but fuck it. At least you're doing something you want to do. I can respect that. Yeah. Right? Like Slipknot, they just kicked out their drummer because they wanted to go in. Their exact quote is different creative direction.
After 20 years.
I mean, it is like the old drummer, right? He left and then passed, Joey, and then he comes in, probably almost like 10 years now. It feels like, and he was great. He's put out like 2-3 albums with them. I've loved it. I think Jay Weinberg is a really talented musician, and he has a very like. It seems like a different wave of like influences too than some of Slipknot. So like it added a bit of a different feel while keeping that same like, okay, this is still Slipknot. And to just like it's like a year ago they kicked out another member, Craig, and that one it made a little sense from what I saw. It was like there have been arguments over the money a lot recently. Right, and then they kick him out right before he gets surgery. And I'm like, they're saying different creative differences, but it seems like
he can't do the tour or whatever. So
well, but even then, if that's the case, right? You find a temporary drummer to play while he recovers. Yeah. Right? I would be so fucking mad if like, I don't know, I broke my hip, I was in a car, or like something throughout the years, my hip, I got arthritis, and I need to make sure that I do it so that I can perform to the best of my ability. Mm-hmm. And you were like, yeah, fuck you for trying to be healthy, and then like kick me out, and we're like find somebody else. I'm like, really?
Never do that.
That's absurd. I'm like, yeah, it might take a while for him to recover, so they would have to take a break or find someone temporarily.
This makes you feel that's like what happened with Jesse. Oh.
Ooh.
Not even getting canceled in real time.
To be fair, it's not like we had a 20-year career.
Well, I mean, there's also some differences.
Yeah, she's
in
personality-wise,
yeah.
too. And, like, not wanting to do it, you know.
And yeah, and like obviously, like I don't know the whole story, right? But then the clown guy, he comes out and he's like, yeah, it wasn't his choice to leave. Was basically like his quote from it.
That's so weird. Why would
And
you
then they've turned all the comments off and all their recent posts. They like barely said thank you and all these things, and it just felt so disrespectful to no, he's not a founding member, right? Like whatever. But he's still a member of the band. Like that's still someone who you've spent years of your life with, who you've gotten creative with, who you've bared your soul to. And even if it wasn't like a close like brotherly relationship or anything like that between any of them, like recording around these people you have to be comfortable with. You can't be uncomfortable recording around other people, right? Because then you're not going to put out your best performance. You're going to close up a little bit. Yeah. And I'm like, so even if this song was the best song they've ever put out, I'd never vote for it. I couldn't. They don't deserve it. Especially the clown. He seems like it's so money focused. It seems like literally everything on his page is Slipknot merchandise, Slipknot pop-up shop, Slipknot record, Slipknot, fucking, you name it. There's a branded Slipknot version of it. There's probably like a fucking Slipknot gym coming soon. Yeah. Like,
I can't wait for them to turn the comments back on. I'm gonna
be like, fuck it.
You don't have, because you just go to, everyone just scrolls down to the most recent post that has comments on still and comments it there.
I gotta go in there and look around.
It's just, even if it's not that shady, it feels really shady and disrespectful. And the fact that like, if you're gonna make this decision, stick to it. Be on it, and be like, hey, this wasn't working. We didn't like him. He's gone now. Not, we're so thankful that he worked with us and all the stuff that he's given to us and all the time and and yada yada yada. But bye. It's like, it's weird. It just feels so empty and wrong. I don't know, disrespectful.
Slipknot canceled 2024.
Hopefully. I think that's going to be the most of the ones that we should really go over.
Yeah, we picked the main ones. If I could eliminate everybody else and have Lana Del Rey win all of them, I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
she worked at Waffle House.
She's also A&W is also for best alternative music performance, best alternative music album. Did you know that there was a Tunnel Under the Ocean? But going up against Gorillaz, Boy Genius, Arctic Monkeys.
Do we know what she said about the whole Palestine thing? Oh God.
Oh, what'd she say?
No,
nothing.
Hey, I think you should walk out the room for this one.
I might if she said some dumb shit.
She literally just works at Waffle House, okay?
Yeah, okay, so honestly my opinion on that is like, don't trust celebrities with what they say because they're not politicians. They literally know nothing about that. They just know. Press button, make noise. Why are we trusting them with their opinions? So let's just not trust her opinion because she's also dumb.
She's had a lot of hot
beautiful and smart, but she's dumb.
Yeah, the mesh mask thing.
Oh yeah, no, she's like, sweetie, go.
She is very Long Beach coded, huh?
Yeah, she's our problematic fave.
She's a little Republican, huh?
She's not necessary. She's just dumb.
Where is she from?
She's just
somewhere else.
She's just dumb, really.
Or like Texas or Florida.
Probably Florida.
If she worked at Waffle House, that makes sense.
No, she worked at Waffle House just now.
I got
what?
She just randomly rolled up to Waffle House and started working there.
Yeah. Oh, we love famous people who cosplay as poor people.
But it wasn't
fun and popularity.
We don't know why it was though, because
pretty sure she
was it filmed?
No.
No, she was just there.
Yeah, and people saw her and filmed her. It wasn't like
she does weird shit. Like she'll be like,
I
did it to talk to old men. I bet that's what it was.
Okay.
It's like she's just I love her, but she's kind of dumb. She's just a dumb little sweetheart. That's it. Like I don't trust what she says about other things. Like, honey, sweetie, just go sit. Here's your pencil. Here's your paper. Here's your cigarette.
Yeah,
go
give
sit.
her cigarettes.
Have fun. I love you, sweetie. Have fun. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Like her PR team, literally constantly.
Better hope you never get famous enough to meet her then.
It's like I want to tattoo her, but I also don't. Because she says dumb shit. I can't, because she says dumb shit.
Well, if you make it about the music and not...
And I don't like root beer enough to say, no, it's just for the root beer.
If you get Lana Del Rey's face or name, then yeah, you're like
crazy.
insane, first of all. But like, if you have a song that's very meaningful to you...
Okay, yeah,
her,
that's fair, that's fair.
I think that would be okay.
For me, it'd be like West Coast or Blue Jeans.
I'm just gonna get chair on my leg.
A chair and an exclamation point.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
So to wrap it up here, what are all your and your band's socials that people can possibly follow you on?
We're really just on Instagram. It's devils_kettle_, and then we should have our info on our bio about the individual members' Instagram. So give me a follow, give Rafa a follow, give Nick a follow, and then yeah, we're like constantly posting about that stuff. Sometimes it's dumb shit. Because we pester each other a lot.
Of course,
it's like a little family. And we're also posting about shows coming up. Like, we got one on the 29th coming up. Sad I don't get to see these babies. It's one thing. It's like I never get to see you guys perform because we're performing.
The same night often, yeah.
Yeah, so we got a show coming up on the 29th over at the Art Walk LA. That'll be fun. So yeah, we're just on Instagram and Spotify, really. Spotify, just wait till we post something about it. Right now, don't look at it. It's not updated. You gotta update it first, and then. But yeah, we'll take care of all that on Instagram.
Yay! Well, thank you so much, Claudia, our very first ever guest.
Thank you. I'm literally in love with these two.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Jimmy Cocoa Puff.
See you next time. I know.
Leave it all to me. Leave it all.